So I was at a combination of Mom's old and new houses. And I was just dawdling around, and then I heard voices, and I went into, like, some main room, and she was talking to, like, this person who I knew as a mob boss or something. And he was, like, convincing her of something, and she was, like, giving it. And then suddenly I was back at school. And I was like, oh, man, I have
Which school?
At Bryn Mawr. And I was in my dorm room, and I was trying to get away from my roommates so I could, like, question Mom to see what was happening. But then I saw on Facebook that she was, like, becoming a mean person, and I don't know exactly how my brain quantified that, but I knew in some way. Later on in the dream, I used the sentence, she wants to send children to Aleppo, which didn't really make any sense, but that's the sort of vibe I was getting, like she just turned into a mean person, like Mom from Futurama. Anyway, and then I was trying to call her from a location where I wouldn't be overheard asking her if she was an evil person. And then suddenly, there aren't actually 3 doors into my dorm room, but in the dream there were. And all these gross, like, bug creatures started attacking.
Ew.
And then suddenly I was back here. I was down at Mom's old house. And I called you, and I was like, they're attacking, and Mom is evil. You have to save me. And so you came down the street, but on the way back, because they were only looking for me, they weren't looking for you. We were, like, about to be harassed by, like, members of the mob that Mom had, like, become a part of. It wasn't like a real life mob. It was like an evil storybook mob, you know, like the ultimate evil force in the area, like bullies. And so we were coming back, and we had to think fast. So you somehow disappeared, and I pretended that I was a real estate agent or something, and I was talking on the phone with someone and trying to sell them the house next door. And then the mob dudes got out of the car, and they were, like, harassing me, and they were like, yeah, we want to buy this house, but I didn't think they actually knew who I was. So I, like, let them into the house somehow, and then I came over here, and I was like, dude, we have to hide, and you wouldn't believe me, and I was like, they're gonna kill us, and Mom is evil, okay?
Why would I believe someone who let the mob into... Never mind.
No, the next door house.
The next door house, yeah.
We don't care about that. And so then we were in the garage, and there was, like, this evil thing, so I was like, get in the house, it's evil. It was like a machine now. But then I looked in the backyard, and it was not your backyard. It was like a giant hill with a hot tub. Oh, God, the hot tub. Oh. Before this, in the night, I had a dream that I was stuck in the Bryn Mawr dining hall, and I had to do all the dishes, but I was terribly tired, and I kept falling asleep. But I had agreed to do all the dishes. But anyway, I looked out at the hot tub, and the hot tub was one of the things I was supposed to do was dishes. I didn't even know. And I was supposed to let all the water out, but I actually broke it in the earlier dream. So I already had bad associations with the hot tub. But then in the current dream, I remembered that it was like the 3rd blood moon or something, and I was cursed or something. I don't even know. And then there was these 2 annoying people who would hang out by the hot tub, and I don't even know. It would just seem like a big nuisance. They didn't actually ever appear. But I was like, oh, God, the hot tub, man. But then I was like, oh gosh, they came out of the house next door, and the mob people are in the front. And then there's this big yellow robot thing that was shooting at us. And I was like, we have to go. We have to go. And then I think you died. Sorry. And then I escaped, and I was like,
How did I die?
I don't know. I sort of skipped forward, and I was suddenly, like, years later in this wasteland that the mob had taken over. And, like, I was sneaking into a building, and there was soccer practice going on underneath where I was sneaking into, and there were, like, roller coasters between buildings that they were, like, stopped, and I had to, like, get through them. But finally I got to, like, the safe house, but then the power went off, and I was freaking out about the fridge defrosting. Thanks for that. And then I think Mom caught up with me, and I was, like, trying to plead with her, and I was like, Mom, you're evil. How could you do this? You want to send children back to Aleppo? And I was like, whew. That was a doozy of a dream.
Did you wake? How did it end?
Well, I woke up at 8:30, and then I was like, oh, that was crazy. And then I went back to sleep, And went right back into the dream. And I was still like foraging my way through the wasteland and trying to survive. I think I had some friends with me. I don't know. But yeah, that was odd. Very odd.
Cool. What's today?
And, Thursday, December 22nd. What? What about it?
Of what year?
So it was 2016.
Oh.